Hi, hello, how are you? Um, my name's Danielle, Cardiff Stitcher, and I'm finally back for another floss tube. Um, this is going to be a chippy choppy one because I'm all over the place, anxious, nervous. It's like doing the floss tube all over again. I'd like to say thank you to all my existing subscribers for waiting ever so patiently for this new floss tube. And thank you for any new subscribers who have decided to come along and click on the subscribe button, even though I haven't put anything out for absolutely months. I don't know how today's going to go. I'm going to show you what I've worked on recently. I haven't done loads of stitching over the past however many months because life has been topsy-turvy. Just yeah, just stress, and I've gone back from being in a nursery to being self-employed, so working as a daycare setting from home, looking after children, which yeah, I didn't realize I enjoyed it as much as I did when I first gave it up. But as they say never, and you learn from your mistakes. So I think I lost my stitchy bug because when I went into a nursery, it was a private nursery. I was doing extremely long hours with only a half an hour break, which by the time you've had lunch doesn't really give you much chance to do any stitching. I did manage a few here and there to put some stitching into my Winnie the Pooh Wednesdays. But the people I work with they weren't mean, but they were judgy sort of thing when I brought my cross stitch out. Some of them were actually quite polite and took an interest, and some of them were like the old lady hobby sort of thing. So as a person who suffers from anxiety, it's quite hard to feel at ease to do cross stitch around people that you feel judged by. But anyway, oh sorry, I've got a toy stuck under the tripod. There we go. But being back in self-employed now, I can do it as and when I want to do it to an extent. I don't tend to do it when the children are awake and around me. I tend to do it if I'm early for a school pickup, or if I've done what I need to do and I can do it while the little ones are sleeping. But yes, so I don't know. Shall I just crack on and get on with it? Yeah, come on then. Let's just get on with it, shall we? Try and get my board a second. Oh, pause a minute. Okay, hopefully that's it. As I got the board out, so I ended up knocking the lamp over, and then I took the board out and realised that it was a bit mishmash and I had to straighten it up. But anyway, I'm here. So the first one I'm going to tell you about is the Doreen Jones Love Sal that was back at the beginning of the year. It was on her, it's a freebie on her one of her Facebook groups. I'm not sure exactly which one, but if you type in Facebook Doreen Jones cross stitch, it'll come up with the two groups, and then you just figure out which one it is. Anyway, this is my take on it. It's not ironed. I don't iron my stuff until I'm finished. This is a hand-dyed piece of Ada, hand-dyed by me. 16 count it is. That's my progress. So it's all the called for colours from the Sal that she's used, but in CXC threads. And I've taken this and I've stitched on this when I've got appointments, and then last night I stitched on it for an hour. No, not quite an hour. I did one strand. I put that strand of purple in there, yes, last night. So that's that one. So next year I'm planning on trying again to do the temperature stitching. There's a lot of, you've probably heard of it, there's a lot of floss tubers that are doing it, but I'll talk about that in the plans video. And then the next one I've recently stitched on is called Tropical Friends by Charting Creations. It's that one. I started this side, however the greens are driving me nuts, so I'm thinking of not so much restarting it but just starting it in the middle, and I'm doing it on 16 count easy guide, something like that, Ada. That's where I am. There's nothing underneath the Q snap, that's just the top edges of the stitches, so I'm just trying to fill it in. But green's not my favourite colour, my most favourite colour, so I'm thinking of opening it up, finding the centre and stitching the birds, and then at least then I can, if I've had enough once I've stitched the birds, I can crop it to wherever I want to. So that's that. That had an hour the other day, I can't remember exactly. I've been useless at keeping track of my stitches and how long I'm stitching on them and things. I pull them out, stitch on them, and when I'm bored them, I put them away. So that's that one. Where did I put the other one? That's the other thing lately, I'm so scatterbrained, I put things down and I forget where I've put them. Right, the next one is I'm doing with Kayla from Stitching with My Littlie. We're doing a Winnie the Pooh Wednesday sal. More than welcome to join us if you want, if you've got any sort of Winnie the Pooh that you want to work on, or new one, old one, anyone that you like. My one is this one at the moment. This is the first one I ever stitched, and I gave it to my partner's sister, and I've been looking for the kit ever since, and then Kayla happened to come across it, and I asked her ever so kindly if I could use the chart when she'd finished, and she messaged me and she said that she'd actually found it in her whips, so that she had this spare, so she said I could have it. So thank you ever so much, Kayla, and she was so quick at sending it, love her. As soon as it came through I was like, right, I'm stopping the other one, because I was making so many mistakes on the other one as it is. So I stopped the other one and I started this. Not that I've got very far with it, but that's what I've stitched so far. So I did start doing the outline and then start filling in, but I haven't worked on it for a couple of weeks now. Wednesdays always seem to be my busiest, so I don't get a chance to work very much. But that's that. This is stitched on everything that comes in the kit. So it's 16 count white Ada with the stranded called for cotton, which, if it's a designer works, is their own Winnie the Pooh brand, and then that's just kept in a Winnie the Pooh bag that I got from Turtle Bay Stitches. I'm not going to show you all my bags, I'm not doing that. Well, I've pulled this one out, but I don't think I've worked on it, so I'm not going to show you. I will be doing a whip parade at the end of the year, so I will show you them then. The other one I know for sure that I've worked on, because I was obsessed with these for a while. Well, I'm obsessed with these when I get started because it's such easy stitching. It's the Carolyn Manning Shooting Stars. That's that one. And I'm this side, working my way down. I've got two of them in the same bag, so I just got to make sure I'm showing you the right one. That's not it. There it is. Oh, my apologies. I wasn't working I wasn't working. I was started centre start for this one, and there is a thread hanging. Let me just put it on the board, 2 seconds. There we go. So that's where I'm at. Centre started, colour complete as I go. Trying to colour complete if it's not too far away. So that's what it looks like at the moment. So I'm not enjoying this one as much as I am the other one. This one is on 20 count, obviously 20 count white Ada. 1/1. Yeah, 1/1. Yeah, of course, 1/1. 1 thread over 1 strand of cotton, 1 thread of cotton over 1 Ada block. Yeah, I'm enjoying it, but not as much as the other one, which I'll show you next. I think because I'm not used to doing the 1 strand, but it'll get there. The next one is Feather of Jellyfish. Let me just try and stick it on the board. Exactly straight. So like that, I'm doing the main one, and this one I've started up here. So that's what that's going to be looking like. And this is how far it is at the moment. So I know I'm halfway down here and halfway across, but other than that, I'm not quite 50% yet, as you can tell. Maybe a third, if that. Not really sure. That's how it's looking. And that's done on a 16 count white Ada. And I'm doing obviously all the called for colours, but in CXC. All my pieces are CXC. Just come across some charts that I didn't realise were in there. And then I'm, again with Kayla, I am doing the beach sow. So it's when I can figure my tablet out. It's from Flossabilities. It's just called Beach. Let's get you the mock-up, shall we? Can we? Oh dear, gosh. Wrong one. Try again. 3rd time lucky. Now that's what the mock-up looks like on on Pattern Keeper. And we're doing it as a cell, so we're doing each section each month. We are up here now. I won't be surprised if Kayla's finished this month. She just seems to be going so fast with hers. What am I doing? I'm trying to see if I've got a photo on here. Right, there we go. So that's what it will. Yeah. Ah. Well, the brightness is up. That's what it will look like when it's finished. Sorry, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that. The sun has decided to come out, which is nice, but please have up with it. The sun has decided to come out, which is nice, but please have up with it. The screen. yeah, so I'm stitching this with Kayla from Stitching with My Littly. And I did have to play catch up in October, I think it was, because I got so far behind. Obviously not wanting to stitch, I just lost the stitchy bag and didn't stitch. Now, I'm not sure what this fabric is called. I know it's an Ada. It's got like it's a cream. It's got like a bit of a shimmer to it, which I don't know if you'll see in the sun. I'm not sure if you can see the shimmer. It's not a sparkly one, but the weave going across has got like a shimmer to it. But unfortunately, it means, you can see that there by the look of it, it means like these colours have blended in with the fabric itself. So obviously I'm not going to start it again. That's how it is so far. It's on a, it's either 14 count or 16 count. I stitch this in hand because it's so much easier to stitch in hand than it is to use a hoop or a Q-snap. Because some of the colours, the one colour does get lost in it because of the shade of fabric. So if I was to do this again, I wouldn't choose this fabric. I might go with like a turquoise blue or something so it looks like the sea, or a brown. I did realise that the border I've stitched using the wrong colour. Can't remember what colour it's supposed to be, but you wouldn't know if I hadn't pointed it out. I doubt it. But it's such an easy chart and fun chart. There's hardly any back stitch in it. So I've got to finish this piece off now for November. And then at the top then is the top part of the chart, which I can't remember what it is at the top, off the top of my head. You'll know more than me because you'll have just seen it. But, oh, it says beach with the palm trees. That'll go at the top. So that should hopefully be done by the end of the year, by the end of December, mid-December. I completely forgot about it, to be honest, and I thought today or last night, I think it might have been this morning, laying in bed. The dogs have been getting me up really early, so I've been up stupid o'clock in the mornings, refusing to get out of bed. Anyway, I thought, yeah, I'll get that out today and stitch because I don't actually have anyone today. And then this beauty, my animal panorama. I'll put a picture in here of what it will look like because I can't find the cover photo for it. And then I'll put in what it looked like the last time I was on. Can't get the Q-snaps on. Now I managed to have a page finished just the other night. It took me 6 months to finish the stupid little page, but at the same time, when you're not wanting to stitch, you don't, do you? And this is so confetti heavy. I work until my threads run out. I did work colour completion page by page, but I found out that's not the best option for me because I was getting so irate with the separate colours or the colours left over. So I started this project in 2019, just as Pattern Keeper came out. Pattern Keeper had a glitch with it, so it wasn't lining up with the chart and whatnot. If anyone remembers, the symbols would move when you marked them off. So I put it away, and then I picked it back up and picked all what I'd done, what was wrong. And I picked it up back in June, July of 2020, and I've just worked on it since, but obviously not monogamously, as you can see. But that's, oh gosh, too much fabric to wrangle. angle is unreal. That's where I'm at. That's the whole piece for the moment. I'm a third of the way, just over 27%, I think it is, or no, 25 point something, I can't remember. So that's where it is. So I mean, who'd have thought a zebra's got grey in it? So many shades of grey. The eyes of the cubs are cute. I'm not quite liking that butterfly on the tiger mother's paw because it's just so pixely. It doesn't look like a proper butterfly. But the reeds down there on the left hand side, they were just a bugger to, honestly. So many different shades. But because I was completing it page by page, here, cack-handed I am, Christ's sakes, here, I finished it the other night. But can you see that butterfly? I mean, even pulling it away, it's not the best, is it? I don't think it is anyway. But I was speaking to one of the people on the Animal Panorama Cell group on Facebook, and I asked, is there much block stitching? Because I just want to stitch some blocks of colour. And she says she's in the elephant's trunk, and she was like, she can't wait to get out of the elephant's trunk. And I'm thinking, oh great. I know the confetti makes up the detail, but when you're stitching it, yeah. So anyway, I'm now started back up here. I did carry some of the threads before when I was stitching this part. If there was only a little bit, I did carry them over, but I started back up here now. I'm going across the 10 by 10 square, and I'm just stitching until the thread runs out. I'm not going to do the page by page colour complete. No way. I mean, sometimes the thread will bring me down here, and I'll just carry the thread. It's fine, as long as it's not too far. So I was working it on an 11 by 17 Q snap, but thinking I'll work all the way across, but I think I might just drop the go 11 by 11 Q snap again or something. I do love it when I get working on it, but when you just want to do block stitching, it's not the project for that. But yeah, so that's that one. My friend's little girl, one of the ones I look after, she said to me the other day, she said, Auntie Danny, can I do your stitching? I want to do your cross stitch. I said, oh sorry love, no, she'll be 4 next week. I said, oh sorry lovely, but you're too small to do Auntie Danny's cross stitch. Do you want to do your own? Yeah, she said, with pink. It's like, okay, we'll get you some pink, but I didn't have any plastic needles. So I went down to Hobbycraft to get some needles because they said they had them online. They didn't have them online. We picked up some little wool cross stitch kits. And she was like, Auntie Danny, can I do cross stitch like you? So I said, yeah, of course you can. So she chose, it was 3 for 2. 3 kits for the price of 2. So she chose what she wanted. So she's just, as a 4-year-old does, they just stab the needle. It's plastic canvas. It is plastic. Yeah, plastic canvas. She's just stabbing it and just making her own little patterns. And then Olivia's decided she wants to have a try, but because she was not messing up, because she was making mistakes, she was getting her hair off, bless her. And I said to her, I said, Liv, no one's cross stitch is ever 100% perfect. I said, people have always got their own little personalizations where they've made mistakes. And I told her about Animal Panorama. I said, there are so many mistakes in there. I said, but you wouldn't know because you don't know where they are. Yeah, but you can see mine, she's saying. I said, at the moment you can. I said, but before long you won't be able to see them. But she's put that down for the wayside at the moment. But she'll get there when she wants to. She's, can you believe she's applying for colleges now? She's doing a GCSE year, so she's in the final year of high school. And we went to the college the other week because she wanted to do hair and beauty, and she's not a hair person. She doesn't do hair. So I thought someone had gotten into her ear, like one of her mates are doing hair and beauty. So anyway, we went there and we looked at a few different courses, and she looked at art and design, art, design and music it was. Now she loves making her own music. So we went and had a look, and they showed her what sort of art she can do. And there's another college that she's got to go to for the music. It's all under Cardiff and Vale, but it's just one's in Barry and then the other one is in town. So we need to go and have a look at that for the music. But she's now decided she's going to do the art and design. I think it's art and design, or is it art and creative? Something like that. But she doesn't need to have done art GCSE, which is good. So she's got her science exam this morning. So I said to her she needs to get 4 grades of D and above. So fingers crossed. Ideally maths and English, but she doesn't have to have them. So she takes maths, obviously maths, English. She's doing history, music and digital tech. So hopefully she'll get something, and then we can apply for a college. She's like, what, do I need to apply? I said, yeah. She said, can't the parents apply? I said, no, Liv, you need to start doing things, taking responsibility. I know she's only coming up to 16, but when she goes to college, I'm not going to be there. She's going to have to do it all herself. So yes, we'll be doing that soon. Anyway, that's enough of that. So what was I going to do? Oh yes, I've got a lovely giveaway for you guys. So if you've stuck around and endured my ramblings and my madness, I have got a giveaway. So I am going to be doing, I've bought the Flossabilities A Grand Gathering from Lauren, and I'm going to be starting that hopefully soon. I just need to get navy Ada for it. I'm thinking of dyeing one of my own pieces because I've got so much Ada. I don't want to go out and buy when I can dye it, and I've got the dyes here, but I'm a bit dubious, nervous of how it'll turn out. Anyway, I said to Lauren, I said, can I have another copy of it with yours and Sam's signature? So they've just done their signatures there. And up for grabs is A Grand Gathering. It's the full chart. All those exquisite birds. All the MCs. No metallics. And it says there's all the shades. So if you'd like to be in with a chance of winning this, use the word birds, BIRDS, birds. And then Lauren said she was going to include another one. Anyone, it was going to be a surprise of which one. And either I could keep it or I could pass it on. So I looked at it and I thought, oh, that's cute, but it's not one that I would stitch and put up. So I'm going to give it away, and it's called Fairy Festive Friends. Oh, also by Lauren and Sam Flossabilities. So for this, if you want to have a chance of winning this, put friends, FRIENDS, friends. And that's it. So thank you ever so much for joining me. Thank you for putting up with my nervousness and my quietness and things. Please feel free to comment. I love reading your comments, and I'll do my best to reply. If it's not a comment that I can reply to, then I'll just give a heart and possibly an emoji. But yeah, until hopefully in a couple of weeks, I will actually, I talk about a couple of weeks, I'll give that 2 weeks for you to join. So calendar, let's have a look. What's today? Today's the 18th. So I'll draw these two round about the 2nd of November. No, we're already in November. 2nd of December. And I'll get them out to you as quick as possible. I'm absolutely rubbish at sending things out, but I will get them out to you as quick as possible. I'm happy to send worldwide because they are small. So yeah, I will be back soon with an update, especially seeing as I got the giveaway, and I'm hoping to do a plans video soon. So until I see you next time, thank you ever so much for stopping by, taking the time out of your busy lives to watch me. After all, there are so many of those the floss tubers out there, so many better ones. I really do appreciate anyone that gives me a watch, and even if you subscribe, thank you ever so much. So until I see you next time, enjoy your stitching and take care. Bye bye.